Okay, so here is another object that I have around the house, this beautiful handmade doll that my sister brought from Guatemala. Um, I am going to draw this, so any object really is fine. You can draw something as simple as a jar, or you can draw something more complicated like this toy, or maybe the other one, maybe you find this easier to draw. Either way, you can draw it. I kind of will do the same thing. I'm going to mark how far it's going to go up here and where I want it to go down here. And for this one, I'm also going to mark the sides right here. I don't want it to pass those sides. I'm going to figure out the width this way, all right, from side to side, the widest width, and I'm going to go up from the top to the bottom. So this doll is twice as tall as it is wide. So I can't make it this wide, because if I make it this wide, I don't have room on my page to make it twice as tall. So I'm going to make it a little bit narrower. Okay, so here, and then one. I think I need to make it even narrower. Okay, so I'm going to erase this initial line that I drew. Okay, that's how, because I need to be able to measure this and have two of these go into here. Okay, that's how wide it is compared to how tall it is. Okay, it looks a little skinny, but that's really what it looks like. All right, then when I'm drawing something like this, I'm going to break it down into simple shapes. Okay, one more thing that I want to measure is how long are the legs compared to the whole body and everything. Okay, so how many legs go into the whole body? I'm going to measure it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 legs. So that means this whole thing that I drew, that's how tall my animal, the object is going to be, right? I'm going to divide it into 5 almost equal parts. I'm just kind of guesstimating, okay? So the legs are going to be that tall, okay? This is how tall the legs are going to be. That way I'm not making the legs too long. I'm not making it too short, okay? And also, I also want to see where this line is compared to the whole bird. Okay, is it halfway in the middle? Like, is the neck twice as long as like the body and the legs? Or like, where is it? So I'm going to measure this top part right here from the top of the head to this flat part. Okay, and then I'm going to take that measurement. Obviously, I would normally do this with my pencil, but I think you can see it better with just doing it using my hands. All right, so I'm going to take that measurement, and then I'm going to bring it down here, 1 and a little bit. So this part is a little bit taller than the neck part. Okay, so I'm going to erase that other lines that I drew here for figuring out the feet. I've already kind of figured it out. It's right there. Now I'm going to divide this whole thing in half. If you're having a hard time understanding all of this, it's okay. Hopefully you will get it by the end of these next 2 weeks. Okay, you will understand how to use measurements and stuff. So this is halfway. If the neck and the bottom part were exactly the same, we would draw the neck this tall, but they're not. The neck is a little bit shorter, I believe it was, right? We measured it. It's a little bit shorter than the lower part. So I'm gonna make the neck up to here. So that's how long the neck is going to be, and the head. All right. This is how long the feet are. This is how long the neck is. So the rest of this is how the body is. All right. And the body is kind of this half circle shape. So I'm not drawing too much details right now. I'm just drawing kind of a half circle. I'm not worried about excuse me, about the details of the body. Okay. And then I'm going to draw the neck over here. when you get more advanced in drawing, you will measure like every little thing, and if you want it to be accurate and all the little angles, okay. Like I would measure how many of these go, how wide is the neck, so how many of this goes across, so 1, 2, 3, about 3, so that means I got to divide this into 1/3, and that is about as tall as the neck is, okay. And right here is going to be the beak, and right here is going to be the little pom-poms, okay, right here. All right, and the eyes, and here's the tail. All right, and then I need to move the legs a little bit more to this side. I mean the feet. There it is. So that's the kind of like the basic, I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can, of the basic structure, okay? And then I'm going to start putting in a little bit more details on this, okay? So I'm going to draw the eyes and the beak. The pom-poms are actually this shape, so it has like this little shape right here, and then it goes out like that. So then you have like all the yarn coming out this way. And there are layers, and I'm just drawing, I'm not drawing lines, I'm drawing more like shapes. Here's this one. Again, it's kind of like this shape right here, like that. So first I just drew a circle to help me determine kind of what size it is and where it's located. I didn't start putting any of the details, and then I'll just start adding these kind of zigzag pointy lines and overlapping it, and that will be the head. I think I might have drawn the beak a little too big, so I'm going to readjust the size of that. And same thing with the eyes, I think, compared to the whole head, it's a little big. So a little bit smaller and smaller. Okay. There, I think that's a little bit better. And then all right, feeling pretty good about this. The shape and the proportions are kind of coming together, and this there's like a little sewed part over here. And then I'll go into the details of this. I'm going to work on it a little bit more, and then I will show you the finished product in a picture that I will take of it, okay? Because I don't want you to, again, have to watch what I'm doing like for hours, because I could spend a lot of time trying to make this drawing as accurate as possible. I think you get the idea of how to do, what it means to do a still life drawing and how to do it. But you want to try to make it as big as possible on your page, as detailed as you can, and as accurate as you can. Do measurements and do the details. So I'm going to spend some time doing the details of this bird. And notice how I started with all the guidelines, right? And then I got into the details and really the shape of it. Okay?